Well, how y'all doing? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. By the time you see this, it'll be Tuesday evening. You'll roll right into Wednesday. Wednesday's hump day. Shit. We got this week licked, buddy. We got dominated on it already. So what in the world's going on in the world? Well, lots of shit. Old Donnie went to the UN this morning. Yep. First time Donnie got to address the whole world, all the leaders of the world. And what does Donnie start out with? His pom-poms. Yay, Donnie, look how great a president I am in the United States, going on about the jobs and the economy and all that shit Donnie's trying to take credit for. Please remind yourself that we are still working off Obama's budget. Donnie doesn't get his first budget until October 1st, but Donnie has no trouble taking the credit for anything that anybody does that might make things look a little bit better. Donnie's out there the first one to yell, oh, it's all me, it's all me, it's all me. No, Donnie, you're a dick, and you just like to take credit for everything, no matter who does it. And anyway, after he got done patting himself on the back and talking about how great he was, well, then he got on to the business of North Korea. What did he say? Well, he said Rocket Man is on a suicide mission. Now there's our President Dick up there standing in front of the world, and he doesn't call the leader of another country by name. No, he calls him a nickname, because that's what Donnie does. Donnie loves nicknames. He gives them out to everybody. We've already discussed that shit. Well, his nickname for Kim Jong-un now is Rocket Man. Yeah, that'll help a lot, Donnie. Keep being a dick. Anyway, he said that if we're pushed to it, that we will totally destroy North Korea. And South Korea, too. Don't forget that, Donnie. Because they're right next door. You know, only about 40 or 50 miles separates the damn DMZ from, Seoul, South Korea. With millions of people in it, Donnie. But nah, don't worry about them. They'll get over it. What's a little radiation exposure and shit like that, huh, Donnie? Anyway, he went on to say that he was going to expose and hold responsible countries that finance or whose citizens finance terrorism. Now, we all know he's insinuating about Iran. He went on to talk about how Iran's all the bad guy. But I just had to wonder myself when he said countries that finance or whose citizens finance terrorism. Well, I was wondering if he was talking about Saudi Arabia. You know, where most of them hijackers came from. Where Osama bin Laden came from. Where they still teach disgusting shit in their mosque over there about Americans. They're not our friends. They just tag us along, I swear. I don't know what keeps us tied to them except oil, baby. And because Iran and Saudi Arabia is the Shiite and the Sunni against each other. It's the same shit we've been fighting over there in Iraq and in the Middle East over there. That's what it's always been. And but anyway, I was just wondering about that. He went on to talk about Venezuela, too. Got to throw them in there. He's just basically running around the world kicking everybody in the shins saying, what are you going to do about it? And, yeah, that always helps, Donnie. There was a whole lot of talk when he's talking about totally destroying North Korea. There was a whole lot of talk in the UN. Of course, Donnie doesn't understand the words that come out of his mouth might mean something. It's totally lost on Donnie, so he'll just say whatever he wants to say. Paul Manafort? What's this shit? Paul Manafort's in the news again? What's he in the news for? Well, shit. Come to find out, he had 2 secret wiretaps put on his phone. They were approved by a FISA court. Now, please remember what a FISA court is. That's the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Those are the people, the judge that go, you have to take your evidence to somebody, a judge, and you have to explain to them how this guy is working with foreign agents against his country, and they'll give you a warrant. Well, that's what they did with Paul Manafort. And, Paul, they've had him under surveillance from before the election and after the election. So, if I was somebody, you know, let's say like General Flynn or, I don't know, Jeff Sessions or any of them other assholes had any conversations with Paul Manafort, well, boy howdy, your little conversation has been tape recorded. So you might ought to be wondering to yourself, what did I say? Did I say anything that would incriminate me? Well, maybe you ought to revisit that. He was also informed that he's going to be indicted. Paul Manafort has been informed that he's under indictment, that he's going to be indicted. They didn't say what charge. I would guess it has something with the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. I have a feeling he's been tied up with that shit. Remember, before he went to work for Trump, that guy worked for Russia and the Ukraine, brokering deals back and forth. So he's been tied up with the Russian thing for a long time before Donnie threw his hat in the ring. So yeah, there's a whole lot of shit that Paul Manafort has been talking about on his little phone that I'm sure the FBI and the CIA and all that are interested in what the hell he was saying. Because it sounds to me like he was selling out our country to help promote Donnie Boy to get president. And anyway, I like that shirt. Amy Donahue from Taylor, Pennsylvania sent me this shirt a while back ago. And like I said before, when it's time to impeach, one thing is clear, Mueller's here. Yep, I think we're going to be hearing from him pretty soon. And can't come soon enough. Michael Cohen, Trump's attorney, he's in the news because he says the Russian investigation is un-American. Can you believe that shit? Michael, are you shitting me? How can anything be more American? We already know that Russia interfered in our election. We already know that Russia tried to do as much as they could to promote Trump. And you think the investigation of that is un-American. No, what I think is un-American, Michael, is Trump and Donnie Jr. and Paul Manafort and Michael Flynn and all the rest of them idiots trying to collude, meet up with Russians. That's what I think is un-American there, Michael. Maybe you ought to go back and study your social history there, your social studies. You know, try to remember what this country is all about versus what Russia is all about, because there seems to be a blurry line from them as far as you're concerned. Yeah, I'm sure. That's the guy. He was allegedly a secret liaison between Russia and Trump. You know, Trump was trying to make a deal over there for Trump Towers over there in Moscow, you know. Old Michael Cohen, he had to be involved in that discussion there. So why don't you shut your mouth, Michael, when you talk about being un-American, because it sure sounds like your ass is about as un-American as they freaking come, asshole. So, anyway, he went on to talk about the Iran deal. You know, he said that Iran hadn't been living up to their side of it, and you haven't heard the last of it. Believe me. You know, if they took the words away from Trump, I was just noticing earlier, with all of his hand signals and shit like that, if you took away the voice and just watched his hands, he's conducting an orchestra, I swear. If you cut off his hands, he wouldn't know how to say shit. Anyway, he was just reading anything. One thing he forgets, though, is that the Iran deal is a multinational deal, Donnie. It's not just the United States involved in that deal. Other countries were involved in that deal too, Donnie. But you have no problem throwing anybody under the bus. We've already learned that. So you'd just as soon throw anybody under the bus. Donnie still wants a military parade. Donnie wants to pull out all the tanks and the missiles that we have and big guns and the military personnel and march down Washington, D.C. and just display it to the world. Just like Kim Jong-un. Oh, I'm sorry. Just like Rocket Man, huh, Donnie? Donnie wants to be like that. But you see, the reason Kim Jong-un does those military parades is not only to show off their military, it's to keep their citizens under control, to threaten their citizens, to remind them of who's in control. Look at this, we got a military, we'll smash your ass. Donnie's the same way. Donnie wants a military parade. If we gave it to him, Donnie would put on a general's uniform and come up with a whole bunch of fake medals and ribbons and shit. Donnie would do that in a heartbeat. Donnie would be another Gaddafi. He would go to a designer and have a uniform made for the supreme leader of the United States military. Yeah, don't think he wouldn't. He would in a heartbeat. Our country has always been run on civilian control of the military. Donnie fancies him. Remember, he said he knows more than the generals. Yeah. How's that working out? He knows more than the general. He's done nothing but throw shit in a freaking beehive all the time, making stupid statements and crap like that. Donnie doesn't know a damn thing about the military, and he's barely learning anything about the world nowadays. He's an ignorant butt and he's an embarrassment. But old Bill O'Reilly, he said it was a hit job. He made some appearance on a TV show, I guess I just saw it. And he's belly aching and whining about he got fired because it was a hit job on him. Now, it had nothing to do with the multiple sexual harassment cases against your ass there, Bill. Why don't you go over to Breitbart, get you a job over there, because, you know, being the sexist white supremacist that your ass is, you'd probably fit right in over there, buddy. So why don't you run on over there to Breitbart and see if you can't get you a job, because we don't want to see your stinking face on TV again anymore. Anyway, GOP's having a last-ditch try to kill Obama, to overturn Obamacare, and you know, we have to watch that shit, because they are desperate for a win. They have done nothing legislatively since he's been in office. They are desperate for a win. I swear they'd kill their own mother for a win. And so I'm worried about it, you know, because but anyway, we'll watch it and see what happens. Hurricane Maria's came a Cat 5. Puerto Rico's going to get hit again. And man, it's bad out in there. I can only imagine what another one coming by. But it just points again to how many and how big them hurricanes are getting. And outside of it being God's will, I think the weather has something to do with it. And anyway, I want to thank everybody who, Donna and Anthony, the chief, and Norman kind of picked up on that. I was kind of down in the dumps there for a few days, but I pulled myself out of it. I get pissed and I turn my attention towards beating on iron or working something. So I've done that for the last several days, and I've about worked out my issues. So anyway, what else is going on? That's about it. I did notice that we've gone over 100,000 views on YouTube, so I'm pretty damn proud of that. And we're approaching, getting close to 200 videos here. I got to count them up. I know it's over 190. I got to count them up before we go over that 200 mark. So we've come a long way, baby, from the first time I turned this camera on. We've grown a hell of a family out here, and I so appreciate it, and I'm so thankful for meeting so many people and being in contact with so many and reaching out and having so many reach out to me. And it just makes me proud. And we've built a great family here, and it just, I remind myself, especially in the area I live in, down my street or down my road, there ain't too much blue around here, baby. It's just me. And sometimes that wears on me. But I know I'm on the right side of this story. I know I'm on the right side of history. That man is nothing but a lying piece of crap up in our office. He's just displayed himself to be nothing but a total ass. And he's an embarrassment, and I want him out. And we have to stay after that. 2018 is coming up, and we've got a lot to do. For a personal note, my district, District 27 down here in Texas, already hit the Supreme Court up in Texas. This district will have to be redrawn, as will two others. That's three here in Texas that have to be redrawn before the 2018 election. We stand a pretty damn good chance of getting my congressman booted his ass out, because the only reason he got in here was because they redrew these districts. And Texas Supreme Court ruled that that was illegal, and they've got to change them back. So there's going to be Democratic seats picked up in 2018, baby. I guarantee it. And three of them might be down here in Texas. We're going to try our best to turn this state blue. There are more blue people in this state than there are red, but we're concentrated in cities around here, not out in the country. But so we'll keep trying to turn it blue. Anyway, if you're in a red state, do your best to turn your state blue. And turn a Republican around and let him face that idiot up there and point out the fact that he lies through his teeth every day and he ain't doing anything by calling everybody names. Try to remember that shit. This is a world stage he's on, not just his little high school. Anyway, y'all have a good day. And I will be here tomorrow. We'll get back to our one-a-days here if we have to. Like, share, and subscribe. John Bernabo, Blue Dot in Texas on YouTube. John Bernabo on Facebook. John Bernabo Speaks, my fan page. Thank you, Don. And on Twitter, at Blue Dot in Texas. I've missed a couple episodes of a show that I've been on. Tim Cormal's show. And Tim, I need to give you a call, buddy, because I need to get some frustrations worked out on here. So, anyway, y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.